You know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this setup a little better. I might start rearranging how I position my camera. Try to get center framed here. Maroon shirt. Okay, guys, I'm happy. Mark with a mouth. If you guys saw my last video that I uploaded just about an hour or so ago, you'll know that I am so. I don't know what my hands are doing. So sorry about the lack of videos lately. Like I said, I got some equipment on the fritz, but we are not here to talk about on the fritz equipment. We are here to talk about Japanese wrestling and what's been going on in Japan. This past weekend was lit. Um, let's start with uh Sunday, I believe it was. Let me double check. No, this was Saturday. This was Saturday. Once I get it, because oh, and for those of you who wonder where I get most of my information from, go to pureresuspirit.com, or is it .net? It's .net. pureresuspirit.net, and go for all your Japanese wrestling information from there for All Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, Big Japan, Stardom, Pro Wrestling Wave, all that stuff. They've got it all on there on the website. Great site. I love it. I check it pretty much every day. It is almost my Facebook. Probably it would probably more so if like actually took someone on social media craze. And shouts out to my good brother and true hardcore wrestling fans, Keith Johnson, who stays up with Japanese wrestling almost as much as I do. That was a backwards compliment off to myself, wasn't it? Anyway, but shout out to him because I know he loves this stuff too. But okay, the 26th. This was I've been Saturday, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, this was Saturday. Okay, so let's start with Saturday and Pro Wrestling Noah, and let's start with the minor stuff before we get to the not minor stuff, but the matches on the undercard first. We had we can do that. Oh, we had Yon and Katayama beating Harada and Tadasuke from RATEL'S. I think they're 50 Funky Powers is their nickname. I'm sorry, I keep leaning to the wrong side. So yeah, Quiet Storm and defeated Cody Hall. Cody Hall is making a pretty big name for himself over there, but I'm glad to see Quiet Storm back. Keno beat Leona from Tradition. Okay, GHC Junior Tag Team match of Taji Shimori and High 69 versus Hayata and Yohei, and Hayata and Yohei win the tag belts, becoming your new GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I love RATEL'S, the new stable that they've got going here in Noah. I think it's a very, very cool group. I think all four guys are great. And I've met Tadasuke a few times. He is a hilarious guy in person. He's a great guy. Very nice to talk to. Very, very, he was respectful to the fans. He was respectful to his, coworkers from what I could see. And I just see great things from him in the future. And this whole stable is pretty fun. A bunch of fun guys. They do a lot of, they do some face painting stuff and everything. And I just like the group. I think the group's pretty cool. So it's cool to see them getting some success, and it's really cool to see. And let's see what they do in the future. So yeah, some good stuff there. Moving on. With the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Championships of Marufuji and Taniguchi defending against Go Shiozaki and Atsushi Kotoge, and Kotoge and Shiozaki with the win, which is pretty cool. It's good to see Shiozaki back in Noah. I was proud of how the success he had in All Japan, but I like him better in Noah. I think just, I don't know, something about him and Noah click a lot better than they do in All Japan. That's just my personal opinion, not a professional one. Obviously, I don't run a promotion, but that's just my personal opinion. But oh, I'm sorry, it's Yon and Storm who are the 50 Funky Powers. I'm sorry, that's what I got wrong. Okay, but Yon and Storm, Muhammad Yon and Quiet Storm challenged Shiozaki and Kotoge for the tag belts. So now they have new challengers already. So yeah, the tag team championship scene in Noah is always kind of fluctuating because tag teams get together and break up all the time for whatever reason. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool to see where this goes from there, and that's gonna be pretty fun. But the reason I'm so freaking happy that this past weekend happened wrestling-wise. Starting off with the first thing. The main event of this show was the GHC Heavyweight Championship match between Katsuhiko Nakajima defending against Eddie Edwards. And if anyone knows me, you know that I'm a fan of Nakajima, and I'm a huge fan of Eddie Edwards because I was the biggest American Wolves mark I think there ever was in Texas. At least that's my personal opinion, that I was like their biggest fan. I got all their compilation DVDs. I got every DVD almost that has anything to do with the American Wolves. I just loved that tag team. I have their... I don't know if I have any of their pictures hanging up, but I've met both of them, and I do have pictures with them, and I should post that. And I do have it on my Facebook and whatever. But you guys have no idea how happy it made me to hear that Eddie Edwards won the GHC Heavyweight Championship. Because Eddie Edwards, for one, is extremely talented, not talked about enough in my opinion, and one of the best in this generation of wrestlers. He's precise, he's technical, he's just dangerous to a fault, and I just love that because he's so cool. He's so calculated, he's so freaking talented, and it's just great to see his success just keep increasing. I was happy when he was TNA World Heavyweight Champion or Impact World Heavyweight Champion, whatever their title, their company's called now. But it's good to see that even across the Pacific, his talent is being recognized. It's very, very cool, and I'm so happy for him. I'm very proud to be a fan of his, especially with Davey Richards, I think retiring this year. It's good to see that Eddie Edwards' career is still going strong because he deserves it. Davey deserves all the praise he's ever gotten. They both have earned it. If Davey's retiring, good for him. He's had a great career, and it was an honor to see both of them wrestle live, get to meet them, shake their hands, and just tell them how much of a fan I am of theirs. That was great. That was awesome. And Eddie Edwards, good job. Super proud. And that's amazing. But now, I'm getting a phone call, but I will call that person back in just a minute. But first, let's talk about All Japan, because their last show is one I want to see. Okay. So if you want to check out the undercard, then I should just go back, like I said, to PureWrestlingSpirit.net and check it out. But I don't want to do as much on the undercard. I want to talk about some of the bigger main event matches. Let's start with the fact that there's like almost a Suzuki-gun kind of invasion of All Japan. It's not really, because they're still in New Japan, but the guys like Taka and Suzuki technically are still kind of with other promotions, technically contract-wise. So they can kind of go there, back and forth. But the Asia Tag Team Championships, Black Tiger 7 and Taka Michinoku actually won Alpha Atsushi Aoki and Hikaru Sato. Which is kind of surprising to see Taka Michinoku with a belt outside of New Japan with not necessarily a Suzuki-gun guy. But it's cool, though, because that just proves how versatile Suzuki-gun is. And again, I still think they're one of the most underrated stables. You got your Los Ingobernables and you got your Bullet Club and Chaos. But, Suzuki-gun does not get as much love as it should, in my opinion. And I think they definitely need more. Tai Chi was there. He defeated a gentleman by the name of Yuma Yagi. I do not know him, unfortunately. I do apologize, but I do know Tai Chi. And it looks like Mr. Yuma seems to be a young lion of sorts. And, Tai Chi being kind of a veteran junior heavyweight. So, let's see what happens there. So there was looks like a 8-man tag match of Jun Akiyama, Atako Omori, Minoru Tanaka, and Koji Iwamoto versus Joe Doring, Zeus, Bodyguard, and Kotaro Suzuki, with Omori picking up the one of his team with the Axe Bomber on Bodyguard. That's good, but the reason I'm bringing that up is not necessarily for that match, but what Joe Doring does later in the nights, and then I'll get to that in a second. Big news. Two legendary junior heavyweights of Tajiri and Ultimo Dragon clashed, and I would pay good money to see that match live. Tajiri going in was the World Junior Heavyweight Championship, having just led the WWE a couple months ago, again, and Dragon with the win with the Asai DDT, which is cool. I'm glad both these guys are still working because they're both super talented. They're both just inspirations to an entire generation of junior heavyweights and heavyweights, because those guys are just so freaking good. And if you've ever seen the picture of Ultimo Dragon with all the belts, you almost don't get cooler than Ultimo Dragon. As a matter of fact, I dare say you cannot be cooler than Ultimo Dragon. Yeah. So moving on, we have the vacant World Tag Team Championships of All Japan up for grabs with Naoya Nomura and Kai versus Daisuke Sakamoto and Yuji Okabayashi, with Okabayashi and Sakamoto winning. Now Daisuke Sakamoto recently had a match with my friend Keith Lee, a match that, from what I've understood, he requested. And that alone is just amazing that a guy like Sakamoto wants to wrestle Keith Lee, because that just shows how strong and how powerful and how talented Keith Lee is, that even guys are like saying, hey, that guy, I want to fight him. So, so that's really cool. And now we have Strong Big Japan as the World Tag Team Champions, but Akiyama and Omori challenge them next. They want those tag belts, and it's cool to see. And it's cool to see that that the tag team scene all over the place is still strong. I love tag team pro wrestling. It's such a lost art nowadays on some American television. Not naming any names, but yeah. Okay, so this is the match. This is the second match I really want to talk about before the main event, and it was a special singles match between Suwama versus Satoshi Kojima, and this is what I meant by Joe Doring. Joe Doring's been having some issues with Suwama lately, and he jumped Suwama before the match started, and Kojima took advantage, and Kojima won with a Western Lariat. But it's just like I'm liking this feud. Joe Doring, had all the medical issues, lost. He's back now, and he's defeating everyone left, and he's trying to get his way back to being world champion. But I guess he's dubbed Suwama in his way, so he's got to fight him and take him out. So that's pretty cool. I just like that kind of thing, man. I don't know why. I'm just a weird individual that way. But yeah, it's cool. I can't wait to see where this feud goes. It's gonna be good. But again, I'm doing this. The main event, thank you, was the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship with defending champion Shuji Ishikawa going up against Kento Miyahara. And Kento won the belt back! Yes! I spoiled this for myself because I was at church Sunday, and I read the results for church started, and I said, and I'm sure half everybody was wondering what I was so happy about. I couldn't explain because you're not a wrestling fan, especially you don't know who Kento Miyahara is. You can't, but I was so freaking happy. Yes, I was actually a little sad when he won. I'm happy for Ishikawa, but I wanted Miyahara to stay champion. I'm glad Miyahara got it back. He's definitely leading All Japan in a great way as this generation's champion. He's kind of doing to me what Okada has been doing for New Japan. Kento Miyahara is doing for All Japan, and I definitely think Miyahara is that guy who's gonna definitely lead this generation, and and be recognized as one of the greatest champions All Japan's ever had. And I think he's on the right path. I think he will definitely. He's one of the guys who's going to help bring All Japan back to the top. And I think all these promotions are doing a great job. I think New Japan has kind of forced everyone to step up their game, and it's good because the fans win when you do that. When one promotion is doing extremely well, and it's forcing other companies to step up, everybody wins. So we're all winning here. And I'm very, very honored to keep up with this stuff. I hope to go to Japan within the next couple of years to see some of this stuff live, because I cannot keep just reading about it. I have to see it for myself at least once in my life. My dream is to go to Wrestle Kingdom. That's where I want to go. But what do you guys think of my results? If you have anything that you want me to check out, if you have any wrestling that you want me to talk about, and if I know about it, I will talk. If I don't know about it, I'll let you know, and you guys can just send me links, send me videos. Let me know what you want me to talk about. What do you want me to look at and give my thoughts on? Some of you have done that already, and I've responded. I don't always respond right away, but I do as quickly as I can. So guys, let me know what you think, what you want to talk about next, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and minasan, I will see you soon. Too sweet. Sayonara. Peace.